So looking at that kind of the contrast between pure outcome and pure effort, something that you said to me in a previous conversation, which I thought was really interesting, was that it's not necessarily a binary switch
Yeah.
between
Yes.
outcome and effort. Can you just explain that a little bit? Because I thought that was a really interesting and insightful kind of point of view.
Yeah. So yes, I stand by that comment. And you actually, whether you intended to or not, you gave me a tee up for this because you've mentioned a couple times that the work changes, and
Yeah,
I think that's the best launch point for an example where you think about, hey, we're launching a new we're launching a new application, and I need a solutions partner that is going to help us take accountability of launching this. But that work changes from implementation and deployment to maintenance. Okay, right? Very common scenario. Um, so when I talk about a level of assurance, what I need in that implementation for that go live is different than what I need from a maintenance perspective. I may need some effort to be associated with that. So there's a scenario that could start with a statement of work and a project deliverable that moves into staff augmentation because then we just need some extra hands and effort to support this. So that's a real easy cookie cutter example, but I think it brings it home. You can take it further and just say, well, even within that initial deployment, what resources do I have internally that have ability and aptitude to support this? Where do we not have the expertise internally? Where if we have a solution provider A that's taking the project ownership, where are some areas with where we can bring in contractors to support that effort, not necessarily where we need to pay the premium for them taking on the risk, but to supplement the work that's being done, transcribing information, any number of items. Where do we have AI agents now? We have to include that can plug in. So it is not binary. If we're sophisticated in terms of how we scope the project, it should be a combination of internal and external resources based upon and the external based upon expertise, role, and level of assurance, and it will transform over time in the example I gave. So, and with AI, the options are only getting greater to better understand where those skills sit in the right. Skills-based hiring is a big thing right now, where those skills sit internally, where they sit externally, and how we can craft, leveraging AI, leveraging your provider's expertise, craft an ideal project team.
yeah, exactly. And it's just changing so fast. It's
Yeah.
fascinating. Like I said, this discussion recently in Whitehall, it was just some of it was so theoretical that or it feels really theoretical, but it seems to be the rate of change that things are moving at currently. It feels theoretical one day, a few days later, it doesn't feel so theoretical anymore. It feels real.
Yeah, yeah. And listen, I've seen examples, live examples where it's really exciting in terms of the possibilities where based on requirements we can spin up leveraging AI very ideal project team based on skill and role types that fit in there. I had a client then take a look in their internal system, say, well, where do we have these skills? They identified individuals in their organization that have those skills that we still have to go, they have availability, access, etc. And so where would that fit into our ideal project team? And then where through our network do we have individuals to do it? So we're doing this live. We weren't doing this 3 years ago. Certainly weren't doing it 5 years ago. It's amazing to think what we might be doing 2 to 3 years just from now. Yeah, and
100%.
I think back to our conversation last month in preparation when we were talking about this conversation. I'd use the term then the future is hybrid, and I stand by that. This is the exact example where we can take a look at how we need to execute on this initiative, and then take a look to say where does that talent reside internally, what talent is needed externally, and what is what is the optimum sourcing strategy associated with executing. And then
Yeah.
how does it change? Yeah.